Hey, what's up, everybody? Steven here, the Horror Freak 85. Miss Boomstick will be joining me shortly. So until then, I'm just going to be hanging out a little bit, seeing who comes into the chat and see what's going on. So this week, we're doing anthologies. So once Boom gets here, we'll be talking about those. And here we go. Speak of the devil. Hello, hello.
That's right.
Right on time. I'm like, we'll be speaking about anthologies as soon as whoop, there we go. So I had it scheduled, so I just went ahead and hit it. I think a couple people were waiting there, so it was good having that sit up there. So how's your week been?
What'd you say after that? I'm sorry.
I said, how's your week been?
It's been going okay.
Watching some movies and the usual, right?
Pretty much. Nothing too fascinating going on. So my hair is a mess. Oh my god. Oh well, I don't care.
That's okay. It's a horror show. Just kidding.
I realize it looks so bad. Well, we just got back to some kind of all that. Of course, we had to do our weekly trip to the store.
Let's see. Nanette's Necessities is here. Hello.
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 Hey, Mama Steve.
Mama Steve, is that what we're calling her now? My Meave. Call her Meave. Yeah, I just finished watching Tales from the Hood.
Oh yeah.
Since I watched that, so I was like, yeah, I gotta rewatch that. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in forever. I know I own it too. At least I think I do. I know I own Bones. I know it's not Anthology. I want to say I own the first Tales from the Hood. Or at least the Snoop Dogg one. What was that one called?
Well, that one's Bones. That's a Snoop Dogg
No,
one.
there's another one too. Snoop Dogg. I got it on my list here.
Oh, what was
Snoop
it?
Dogg's Hood of Horrors.
That's what I was going to say. Hood
yeah,
of
because that one is an anthology.
I can't remember if I watched that or not. Which one? What stories were in that one? I'll let you.
I honestly, I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. I just was thinking since you just talking about Tales from the Hood. Oh, I have it on my list, but I don't remember the stories. I can look up the synopsis. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll talk about Tales from the Hood then. And of course, Kel Daly's here. How's it going?
Hello.
So, yeah, the Tales from the Hood. Those, I guess, 3 gang members or whatever heading to the mortuary. I need to watch those movies. Yeah, Tales from the. There will be spoilers. I'll try not to spoil it too much, but I mean, most of the movies are kind of olds that I'll be going through. There might be some newer ones too, but just be warned, there will be some spoilers, of course. But yeah, the first. What was I saying? Oh, about the gang members. They think they're heading to this mortuary, and they think they're going to be picking up some drugs that the guy there picked up. And he starts telling them stories as they go by these dead bodies. He just randomly starts telling like ghost stories and stuff. There's one. First one is basically about some racist cops who pull over like a movement person. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Wow, somebody help me out here. for like civil rights and stuff like that. There we go. Sorry, long day. And he gets pulled over, and there's a black rookie cop, and the white cops are all pissed off because he's like giving up drug dealers or saying all cops are bad, and he's saying he only, is after the corrupt cops. They end up beating the shit out of him and taking him off and murdering him and blaming him for like having drugs in the back of his car, and they shoot him up. So that people think he was the one on drugs and, activists. There we go. Yep. It's such a big word, I know. So, a year later, the rookie cop, he had quit the force, and he starts hearing voices of the guy that was murdered, and he was told to bring the cops to the graveyard, to like pay their respects. At least, and they plan on just killing him too because they don't want him to talk. And the one cop's like, yeah, I'll be the first. I'll give him my regards, and he like pisses on his grave, and he tells his partner to do that. I say, I've seen Tales from the Hood. I just might Bones and the other Snoop Dogg movie. Yeah, Bones was good. I remember
Yeah.
that. The Snoop Dogg, I'd have to rewatch. I can't even remember if I've seen it or just seen trailers for it. But yeah, so the activist guy, he comes out of the grave, rips off the one guy while he's pissing on the grave, pulls him down under, and they're all freaking out. So then he like chases after them, and he kills them off one by one. We get a good decapitation. And a little twist ending too with the rookie cop, whether he gets his little reward for helping or not helping at the time that he needed him. Then we got a story about a kid at school who's being abused, and he keeps saying that it's a monster. And his teacher doesn't really understand what's going on, and he's worried about these bruises showing up, and so he wants to go talk to his mom. And well, it turns out also this kid, he can whatever he draws, if he messes up the drawing, like something bad will happen to whatever he draws. He was being picked on by a lot of kids there. Hey Bones, how's it going? And when he crumpled up the paper, the kid fell down the stairs and broke his arms and legs. So basically, this kid has like voodoo powers and didn't realize it, or he does, or he's just getting his revenge out. And when the teacher goes to visit his mom, I don't know if it was the dad or boyfriend or whatever, but played by, I believe it was David Allen Greer was the father in that, or boyfriend. And he, of course, is abusing the mother and the kid. And the teacher doesn't realize that first till he starts to leave, because the dad or boyfriend said he'd take care of the what's going on. He gets all pissed off at the kid, saying, you know, you're drawing me as a monster. You think this is funny, and starts beating him. And the teacher runs back in. They all fight, and the kid draws, takes the picture of the monster of the dad, twists it around, breaks his arms, legs. It's like one of the best scenes in the whole movie, I think. Let's see, Boneyard. What was that called? Is that what about Boneyard? Oh, or are you calling Bones Boneyard? I guess he's calling him that. Yeah, David Allen Greer. That was a really good performance. I agree. So yeah, he twists them all up and twists them like pretty much like Mr. Fantastic. And the mom steps on the picture, and he's like just a head in the ground. And then the teacher tells the kid that no one will find out to set it on fire. So he throws it in and burns them. And these gangsters that they keep wanting the drugs or listen to the story, they're like thinking this is all ridiculous. And he's telling them how they're all true stories. And they keep going through, and they keep saying that they want the shit. And the mortician, he's like all weird. He's like, oh yes, the shit. And there's just like something suspicious about him throughout the whole thing. Let's see, you getting me hype right now.
You can ask whatever you want.
Yeah, anytime you want to ask anything, that's fine.
Bones saying he wants to visit my boneyard, but once you check in, you don't check out. Depends on what kind of boneyard you're talking about. Yeah, there's a new. I was asking her because she said that she just wanted to watch a movie because of Snoop Dogg. So I was asking in the chat if she heard of the new movie that's coming out. It's not out yet. It comes out next month.
Is it like day workers or something?
Day
like
shift.
That? Or
It's called
day shift.
It's going to be on Netflix. It's not an anthology, so we are already sidetracking. But
not a problem though. But yeah.
We've already done sidetracks, so it don't matter. But it's going to have Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, somebody else. Who the hell was the other person?
Oh, I can't remember who it
Hang
was.
on, I'll find it. I am reading. Get another tab going because I already got. I don't want to re-find it.
No, but I heard about that though, where they hunt.
Yeah, it's going to be going on to Netflix in August, I believe. Oh, Dave Franco, James Franco's brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, and Snoop Dogg. Let's see. Has other cast. Who else? none of the other names are really popping out. Oliver Masucci. He looks kind of familiar, but I can't place him.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I'm pretty sure it's a vampire movie.
It's a vampire movie.
Yeah. It's a hardworking, blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 8-year-old daughter. His mundane San Fernando Valley pool cleaning job is just a front for his real source incoming, hunting and killing vampires. I mean, how could you not want to watch a movie with Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and
about
Dave
vampires?
Franco's not that bad. He's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard about this. I haven't seen any trailers yet. I'm kind of watching one now, but just the names alone, you're gonna watch. The effects look pretty cool. They have a little. If you pull up IMDb, they got a little like trailer in the window. It looks pretty cool. It says John Wick for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but okay.
I'll have to check it out. I know they posted the trailer up, or I heard something, or they might, but it just sounded interesting though when I read about it.
There's a movie that I only seen half of, and it's not
probably Anthology, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it got.
Is that off. Your question that you was wanting to ask? I'm confused. I don't. Resting.
There's a movie I've been trying to find it. It's not an anthology, but just popped in my head, so I'm asking anyone can tell the name because not what it was called on the video I had. What was it about?
Yeah. Give us like a synopsis of what you remember and possibly actors that were in it, if you remember any of it. Give us as much detail as you possibly can, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, I might be able to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a good chance we'll figure it out, or at least come close. Might have a pick a movie similar, but give us some details.
It's like, oh, let's play Name This Movie.
Yeah. Hey, that'd be a game one night.
Superman is ripped from real stuff. I guess Bones and Cal are going at it.
Yeah, playful banter.
Of course, yeah.
We got The Hood of Horror. The synopsis is a hip-hop horror anthology of 3 tales of terror told by the Hound of Hell that revolve around the residents of an inner-city neighborhood whose actions determine where they will go in the afterlife. So that is the synopsis of Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror. What year did it came out? In 2006. Yeah. It had Snoop Dogg. Try to see if anybody else looks familiar. Danny Trejo was in it.
Okay, yeah.
This guy looks familiar, but I can't place him. Gabriel Pimento? I don't think I'm saying his name correctly, but I'm pretty sure I own this movie, but I didn't get to watch it beforehand because I watched some other ones.
Let's see. It's about the movie she's talking about a person who created a video game that you could play. Let's see, you put a helmet on your head and were virtual in the television, and he was controlling people with the game. What was it like? That wasn't Virtuosity, was it?
Videodrome didn't have that, did it? No, it didn't.
I'm saying that movie Virtuosity. Let me see. I gotta look that up and see if that was the one.
S-Mart having a sale. S-Mart always have a sale on the sawed-off shotguns.
Number one seller. It's not Virus. Let's bring up all these other movies. Virus. I'm trying to remember how it spelled.
I think I just thought of that movie. Oh shit! I just watched it not too long ago. I want to say it's on Shudder. Oh crap! It's a Brain Scan. I bet you think it's Brain Scan. But I don't think it had a VR helmet though. But they did do stuff in a video game.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see. Did it have the kid from Terminator 2 in it, Edward Furlong? Because that's a teenager is part of an interactive video game where he kills innocent victims. Later, the murder becomes real.
Maybe.
Let
me find a. Give me 1 second.
It's like I'm kind of curious what that movie is now. Let's see. Welcome, Katie. How's it going? Popping the popcorn popped in. I don't know what that movie was. But yeah, well, she's looking that up. What was they saying? The third story. Brain Scan is awesome. I watched a new one recently that reminded me of that, and a few other movies called Choose or Die.
And, if you pull up this, does this dude look familiar? He says he shares it. Does that dude look familiar whatsoever? If it is, it's Brain Scan. If not, we'll have to keep thinking about it.
we'll have to scan our brains. See if we know.
Because she said maybe. No, we don't have a guest today. We're just talking about, well, we was talking about anthology movies. We'll get back into the anthology movies.
Let's see.
I don't know if she's still here.
I'll go ahead and remove that, though.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, then we had back to Tales from the Hood. We had a guy who's lived in this house, and he's a little bit racist himself, but his family owns slaves, and there was like this voodoo, like these old paintings of like some of the slaves, and they were coming out, and there was like all these little dolls that were like getting revenge. One of them killed I don't know if he was running for mayor or governor or something. Oh, Bone says he probably means he wants to come up, not a celebrity. Okay, I might have been right. She said she looked up Virtuosity and sounds like the movie I've seen. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got it. I was trying to look it up, and it was bringing up like virus. I'm like, gosh, Virtuosity. How did they spell that? I was trying to remember, but yeah. Probably.
I remember Brain Scan was somewhat similar, but I don't think it had the VR. Because obviously it was in like the 80s or something. It was way before VR.
Yeah. Just trying to find. Yeah, I mean, I'll send you the link if you want to come on, Cal. But yeah, so he ends up having like the paintings come out as dolls. Of course, they get their revenge on him, and they're all like running and attacking him, biting him. So let's see. I'm looking for Chelsea. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Brain Scan. I'm gonna have to watch that soon. And okay, I think that was the last story. I think it just had the 3. And let's see. So then it goes back. Oh no, there was the 4th story. They see a body as they're going through the mortuary again. They see someone that they recognize, and it turns out that they had killed that guy. And they didn't. I mean, you kind of figured they did. Because they said that they just someone they saw before, and when he was shot, the guy survives from the cops, and he goes to jail, and then there's like some doctor that wants to like rehabilitate him, do some experiments, and she makes him feel like what it's like to kill other black men and how he's destroyed lives. And then it just goes back to him. He didn't actually die. He was like, I guess probably like given another chance, but he was like saying fuck it, he didn't care. So it shows him back in his body, and the three guys standing above him, they're like, yeah, fuck you, and they just basically shoot him there. And they think that the guy knows who killed him. So as it's going to the last, he's taking them further down. He's like, oh yes, the shit. So they open it up and they see their bodies. And it turns out the whole thing, they're really in hell and they didn't realize it. And he turns into the devil at the end and they're all burning in hell. So that was a really interesting way to, let's see. The last story was funny. Yeah, that was, the last one was funny. Let's see. Yeah, Brain Scan is on Tubi. Yeah, I think I saw it when I was going through. Yeah, welcome to hell, motherfucker.
And can't forget probably one of the greatest anthologies ever with our friend Sam in it, Trick or Treat. 2007 masterpiece. I love this movie. I watch it every Halloween. It's probably not a masterpiece, but 5 interwoven stories that occur on Halloween. An everyday high school principal has a secret life as a serial killer. A college virgin might have just met the guy for her. A group of teenagers pull a mean prank. A woman who loathes the night has to contend with her holiday-obsessed husband, and a mean old man meets his match with a demonic... I clicked a button and it went weird on me. Clicked a button. Oh my god.
Oh, here's another fail. We'll see that on TikTok.
A woman loves blah blah blah. A mean old man meets his match with a demonic supernatural trick-or-treater. I absolutely love this movie. The high school principal, he's a serial killer, and they're covering a pumpkin. Spoilers. Anybody have not seen Trick or Treat? Plug your ears. The pumpkin is not actually a pumpkin. It's a human body part. I won't give too much away just in case. College virgin one is they're dressing up as Halloween characters to attract men, and won't say who the guy is that they attract, but it is connected to another story. And they ended up being a pack of werewolves. A group of teenagers pull a mean prank that also has to deal with pumpkins. And probably one of the, I would say, title stories with the bus full of kids. And the woman who loathes the night of the thing, she breaks the rules. That's like the biggest thing in this movie. You cannot break the rules of Halloween. If you do, you're dead. And she blows out the jack-o'-lantern before, I think
Halloween
it was before
ends.
midnight or something like that.
Before Halloween ends, yeah, blow out the lantern.
So she gets the iconic sucker. And then the old mean man he's the one who meets Sam. We'll call him the hero of Halloween.
The little demon.
But Sam is such a great character.
What's kind of funny is Quinn Lord, who is Sam, of course. He was also the kid that was watching the girls change in the dressing room. So, a little movie fact there. He played both parts, the little peeping boy and Sam.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
Yep. Yeah, I do like the version one. That was pretty good. The party when they all tore them apart. Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's been around for many years now. I mean, trick or treat's been around. So
Yeah, it came out in 2007, so it's been a while.
if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm. Sam is great.
Yeah, I
It's
got that.
probably one of the movies I have to watch like every Halloween is definitely Trick or Treat.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that Sam mask, and it is hard to see. Like, I always wonder why people are like, when they wear it at conventions and they're dressed up as Sam, they always have someone arm in arm with them. I understand why. It's so hard to see out of that mask. I wish they made it easier to see out of. So, yeah, VHS is a good one too.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that one next, but
Go for it.
I already had it pulled up. But
Perfect
the
time.
first one we have when a group of misfits are hired by an unknown third party to burglarize a desolate house and acquire a rare VHS tape, they discover more found footage than they bargained for. And this is probably another great one. Of course, it's not Halloween themed. You can watch it anytime. But it has very good stories in this one. They're not listed, and I didn't make notes on it because I didn't know I was going detailed into them. But I know the one was the Siren.
That's the best one.
I think that one is the best one.
I like you.
And then there's multiple VHS movies. There's also VHS 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for it to pull up.
And
this
then
one
viral.
came out,
Yeah.
and this one came out in 2013. Searching for a missing student, two private investigators break into his house and find a collection of VHS tapes. Viewing the horrific content of each cassette, they realize there may be dark motives behind the student's disappearance. Now, it's been forever since, because I couldn't find any of the old VHS movies to watch. I did watch the new one, the 94. I watched that one yesterday, but I didn't get to watch this one, so I don't remember which stories are good out of this. I really don't remember them, unfortunately. And then we have VHS Viral.
Yep.
Viral.
I thought either one or two was on Tubi. One of them or a couple of them might be.
And I googled it, and they didn't say that they was streaming. I mean, they normally say that they're streaming somewhere, but
yeah.
But VHS Viral, I know it used to be on Netflix, but it's not on there anymore. It came out in 2014. A Los Angeles police chased a fame-obsessed man on a wild ride to save his girlfriend from a cybernetic terror. So this is that one. It doesn't list the different stories, and it's been forever since I've seen them, so I don't remember too much about it. And then I watched VHS 94. Let's get the synopsis up here. VHS 94 came out in 2021. A police SWAT team investigates about a mysterious VHS tape and discovers a sinister cult that has pre-recorded material which uncovers a nightmarish conspiracy. And this is a Shudder original. The first one has a rat monster in it, and the sewer is like, the monster is like super cool. It's a rat monster in the sewer that has kind of like a cult following. The next one is basically, I don't want to give too many details because I don't want to spoil it for people, but the next one has to do with a zombie, and basically a tornado hits where they're at, and there is tornado sirens. So if you get freaked out by tornado sirens, there is tornado sirens, but normally my dog reacts to it, and she didn't even pay attention to it. So there's that. And then there's Foreign Cyborgs. This one's completely, I call it foreign. I'm trying to read my notes here, but so this story is completely subtitled because it takes place in a foreign place. but it is a bunch of cyborgs that they're doing experiments on. And then the next story I was a bit confused on. It says, I thought it was a redneck mob, but it turned out to be monsters. I was super confused on the last story, so I can't really go too much into that one. But the zombie one, the rat monster, the cyborg one that they're doing experiments wasn't too bad. It was pretty bloody, but that wasn't too bad. But the zombie and the rat monster was really good. The first two stories are really good. So if
Mhm.
you like those, and if you watched my news thing, which I don't know who has and who hasn't, um, it was announced this week that they're doing VHS 99.
Hmm.
So if you want to hear that on about that, I don't remember if I read the article on that or not. I do talk about it in my news. Yeah, let me.
And that'll be interesting to see another one.
Mm-hmm.
Another 5 years later. 94 and 99.
So there's my news. If you want to hear about that stuff. Okay, let's go up here. And then I seen Natalie say the Mortuary Collection. That's another one
Mhm.
that is on my list. It has Clancy Brown in it as one of the. Um, he's like in the wraparound story, the one that leads into the other stories. An eccentric mortician recounts several macabre and phasmatalical, I have no idea if I said that right, tales that he's encountered in his distinguished career. And some of these stories are really cool. I don't have a list of the different ones, but I know there was one, I think it takes place in like the 50s or 60s. I think that one was really good. It says Five Tales of Terror. But yeah, it's on Shutter and it's very good. Definitely check it out. Southbound. I was about to watch Southbound today, but I didn't get to. And Creep Show.
Always a
Oh yeah,
classic.
Holidays.
Holidays.
Holidays is great. Yeah,
Tales of
Christmas.
Halloween. I watched Tales of Halloween today. Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Horror Story. That one's a good one too. It has William Shatner as in the wraparound story. Twilight Zone the movie. Tales from the Crypt. But yeah, I was gonna because Southbound's on Shutter, and I was gonna watch it because I watched Scare Package, but last night, but I fell asleep during it, so I had to finish watching it today. And I was gonna watch Southbound, but then we had to leave because I haven't seen Southbound yet. But it looked really cool by the trailer. But yeah, we got Creep Show 82 and Creep Show 287.
I think it
Great
was
movies.
Creep Show 2. I think the story was in the one with the lake monster where they're on the raft. Actually, I think it was called The Raft. The
Yeah, I
monster
think
that
it
comes
is the
along.
second one. I
Yeah.
think. Scare Patch. Oh my god. Scare Package is a WTF. I love Scare Package.
Mhm.
Represent Red Chad's Movie Emporium. Made sure to wear this shirt today. I love Scare Package. Scare Package is awesome. Even though I am having trouble saying it, I absolutely love that movie. And I love to find out that they're doing a second one. And our friend Maria is going to be in that.
Yep.
Maria Olson? Yeah.
Yep. Should be interesting. I can't wait to see her part in it.
Yes. If it's anything like the first one, it's going to be great.
Some Ruse as a slasher. Yep. Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. I watched it a while back ago, but the whole Joe Bob's was hilarious though. That scene, how they threw him in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
American Nightmare with Danny Trejo. Yeah, wasn't that one where there was like something online too, or he was telling it through a computer, or there was some hacker in it? I think something along those lines. If it's the movie I'm thinking, it's like sometimes gets these anthologies mixed up because there's so many different ones. It's like, wait, what happened?
Another one I watched was Body Bags, the 1993 one. I think there is only one, but just give a year on it. 3 short stories in the horror genre. The first is about a serial killer. The second is about a hair transplant go wrong. And the third is about a baseball player. And the baseball player is one and only Mark Hamill. And of course, we have John Carpenter, who is in this. He is in the wraparound story, who leads out to the different stories. Wes Craven has a small part in this. He is in, I think, what is it? Yeah, the first one about the serial killer. There's Wes Craven and Sam Raimi is in it, but you have to pay attention because it's super quick. Wes Craven has a little bit bigger part than Sam Raimi. The second one with the hair transplant, we have David Warner, who we just lost recently. He was in it. And who is this guy again? I forgot his name. Stacy something or other.
Isn't it like Keen or something?
Yeah, Stacy
Keen.
Keach.
Keach. Oh,
he's the one that gets the hair transplanted.
that gross. And, it's alive.
Yeah. And David Warner is the one who does the hair transplant. And then Toby Hooper, he ends up being, and then there's Tom Arnold. They're in the last bit of the we'll call the wraparound story. So at the very end, you see Toby Hooper and Tom Arnold in there. So great movie. Of course, the effects could be better, but it's 1993. What do you expect? But with all these people in it, how could you go wrong?
Yeah.
But Scare Package, I absolutely love and adore that movie. You know, we got Joe Bob in it, the Red Chad movie, Emporium. I think my favorite story is the one where they're like melting. The guy's like melting, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you guys. You gotta help me." And they put a handcuff on it because it was silver, and they put it on there and it stops it, so he's just like half melted in the ground. He's just like talking shit while everything's going down. He's like, "Undo these handcuffs. I can help you out."
Right.
But yeah, I absolutely love Scare Package. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, Corey Feldman this." She's like, "What? Corey Feldman this?" And then he like shows up. And he's like bald head with little patches out. And yeah, there's so many horror references in this movie. It's absolutely great.
Let's see what else there. I watched Nightmares too. It's like 1983, I think it was, where it's like a little bit of urban legends, and then Emilio Estevez even has a part in the second story. The first one, this woman who like she's got a cigarette addiction. I guess I don't know if she was trying to quit or her husband, she's like telling her how she has to go to the store and it's like late at night, and on the radio they're saying how there's like some killer out on the loose, of course, and it showed up like down the road from her in her town nearby. This cop gets killed, and so she goes to the store, gets her cigarettes, and when she comes back out to her car, she's almost home, and it's, of course, it's running on empty, so she goes to the gas station, and a guy pumps the gas for her, all of a sudden rips her out through the window, like is knocking on the window, and she's like kind of freaked out by him. He seems kind of weird. And yeah, Nightmare was fun. And so then the attendant uh, just busted the glass window and pulled her out the window, and she's screaming, thinking this guy is like gonna, kill her or something. And it turns out he pulls her out, throws her down, and the psycho killer was in the back seat, and so he shoots him. So he ended up saving her life. The second one, uh, the one with Emilio, where he's playing video games. He's like an expert video game, like no one can beat him, and he's tricking these group of other kids to make some money playing this game, acting like he's no good, and uh, he wants to be the best at this one game that supposedly there's a level 13, and it was the battle. I forget what it was called. Let me look it up here. It had a name like something battle. Where was it here? That first story was called the Terror and Topanga. Um, oh, the Bishop of Battle, like some alien creature, and it almost looked kind of like an 80s or late 80s, early 90s video game, of course. What was it, 80s? Never mind. What am I saying? It was 1983. So yeah, it had those graphics kind of like Atari, and like shooting UFOs and different aliens. And it turns out when you reach level 13, he snuck out one night, and because his parents were all pissed that he wasted his time on video games, but he wanted to win that, and that would be the last thing that he did. So he ends up getting to level 13. The arcade blows up, and the Bishop of Battle comes out and like tells him like Earthling, blah blah blah, and he's reached level 13. So he has to fight him in real life. Destroys the arcade, and of course, no one beats level 13. And we see him get sucked into the game itself. So basically, his whole life was a video game, became a video game.
Nice. And Kyle is asking what we think of Scare Me. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I have. I'm not sure if it's really considered anthology because it's not in the anthology section. It is on Shudder right now, and it's not in the anthology section. But
is that something where they tell scary stories to each other? Yeah. I think
it's pretty fun. I enjoyed that movie. At first, I was like, "This is kind of stupid," but as I got more into it, I ended up liking it more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what their names are. I gotta pull up here. But yeah, Shudder has a anthology section in it. Oh, quit being stupid.
Yeah, then I watched another one on Tubi called Shevenge, and it was just all stories. I believe it was all female directors and actresses. One of the stories I didn't even understand at all. I think it was like the third one. It was like echoing, talking. I don't know if it was just crazy stuff going in her mind, or if it was like kind of supposed to be like an artistic piece or something, but I couldn't understand it. If you watch it, you'll see what I mean. I had no idea what was going on watching this movie. Like I think it showed her like tied up to a chair at one point, and then flashes of all these other things going on, and I couldn't understand what was going on. So I kind of like just was like, okay, this one's dumb. But there was one where this guy, he recorded him and his girlfriend having sex, had the camera out, and she didn't know it, and it, of course, ends up going online, leaked online, and she's all pissed, saying, "I hope something bad happens to you." And he is driving, and he ends up going this. I don't know if it's a truck stop or a restaurant, whatever. And as he's in the bathroom, he sees on the side, "For a good time, call such and such number." And so he puts the number in his phone, which I guess activated or like conjured her. It turns out a spirit is in that bathroom. She was murdered by some guy who I guess raped and murdered her in the bathroom. So she goes off and she kills anyone who comes into the bathroom, and his phone keeps going off, and he's trying to call 911, and then he sees her, and on the phone, the tape, it shows her like getting murdered in the bathroom, and she ends up killing him, and the girlfriend like gets the tape sent to her. So pretty much, trying to hook up with anyone. That's his undoing there. Who would be okay? Message you on Instagram or Twitter tonight after the live stream. Oh, okay. You got a message there from the net. So,
but Scare Me has the synopsis is during a power outage, two strangers tell scary stories. The more Fred and Fanny commit to their tales, the more the stories come to life in their Catskills cabin. The horrors of reality manifest when Fred confronts his ultimate fear. And Fanny is the chick who plays Stormfront on The Boys.
nice.
And the dude is Josh Rubin. I know he looks familiar. I was just looking at his IMDb. But I couldn't place where I recognized him from. But yeah, the chick is from The Boys, and it is fun telling the different stories. But first, yeah, so I wasn't liking it too much, but once they really got going, I really did like it. Oh, you're just talking to me. I wasn't even paying attention. Boom. Would it be okay if I messaged you on Instagram or Twitter later tonight after? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Here, if you don't have,
It's same as always, Miss Boomstick.
yeah, it's Miss underscore Boomstick on either one. I don't know if I'm friends with you or not on either, so hopefully I see it. Because I don't know if that's what happened that 1 week. I don't know. Because I never did see that message with the link to the thing.
Which link now?
When he was on Owl's channel.
Oh.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's totally fine if you want to message me. Either it's both the same. Instagram and Twitter is Miss underscore Boomstick. And if I don't answer, more than likely I didn't see it. So just so you beware, I'm not ignoring people on purpose.
It's off in Instagram land.
Yeah. Yeah, I never did check see if I have any requests. I bet you anything that's where it's at.
Who knows?
I'm friends with Owl, so I don't know. Fuck if I know.
It's weird.
Yeah. The next one I have pulled up was All the Creatures Were Stirring, another one that is on Shudder. When an awkward date on a Christmas Eve on Christmas Eve leads a couple to a strange theater, they're treated to a bizarre and frightening collection of Christmas stories featuring a wide ensemble of characters doing their best to avoid the horrors of the holidays, from boring office parties to last minute shopping to a vengeful stalker and immortal demons. There's plenty out there to fear this holiday. And our friend Maria Olsen is in this one. She plays one of the characters, the character that goes out. They're when they're in this theater, they're not like playing movies. They're having people go and like improv and like act the movies out. Or not move, or they start.
They're doing a stage play. Yeah, they go.
Yeah, they're doing a stage play. That's the word I'm looking for. They're acting out, and then it leads into the story where you could see stuff happening. And then when it comes back, you see the actors again, like they're reenacting it, and then it goes to the couple again in the theater. But she's the one that walks out and like changes the cards out to the different story titles. But these are really good. I like the one with The Office the best. I think that was probably the best out of the stories, where they have the whole office gets kidnapped by this crazed killer and they have to follow their directions. To be able to live, I guess. So it's very good. I like it. Another good one to watch on Christmas.
Yeah. Bones said it was okay, but the weird play stuff in between stories was annoying. Well, actually, it was in between because the stories were the play. Like each play turned into the story.
Yeah.
So that's what they were getting at. That it was like the little introduction to each story.
Yeah, that was like the wraparound story. That's how they introduced the other stories. I thought it was different. It was different enough that I liked it.
It was
But
interesting how
it's
they
not
did
for
that.
everybody too, so that's fine.
Yeah. It's like they couldn't do all the play stuff on stage, so they like showed the story as a movie, but it was really the play that they were watching.
Mhm.
Yep, American Horror Story is an anthology. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All those are American Horror Story, Tales from the Crypt. Heck, even Are You Afraid of the Dark and all those. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because I think those came out. Are You Afraid of the Dark and like Goosebumps? I think that came out in what, the 90s?
Yeah. Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was great.
Yeah, so I was a bit older for that, but I'm not completely caught up with American Horror Story, so I don't know. Like the last few seasons, I don't know of those, but anything past Hotel, I haven't seen. Really, I've seen a little bit. No, I've seen Roanoke. That was after Hotel.
I didn't really like Roanoke too much.
Yeah, I did. I hated Roanoke.
It was like
that was probably one. Well, let's say I haven't seen a lot of those, but Roanoke was bad. I did not like Roanoke. But it was more of like a slow burn, and I don't like that.
And then it was like they had the actors playing it going back, and I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, I did not like Roanoke. I only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of Cult, but what I saw of it, I wasn't into it, and I couldn't bring myself to keep watching it. So I don't know if that got any better or not. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I know the 1 or 2 episodes I saw I wasn't into, and I just couldn't get into it. But Freak Show and Hotel are my favorite. I absolutely love Freak Show and Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones, I can never remember them. It's like I've seen them. Sometimes I've seen them multiple times, and I just can't retain them in my brain. Asylum, I remember if they're in the asylum, then it ends up being aliens.
Yeah, there's a murderer and aliens. It's kind of like a mixture story.
And Murder House, I just know that it was the guy in the rubber suit.
Yeah.
Then there was the witches.
Coven, yeah.
Yeah, Coven. And then the witches come back and
Apocalypse.
I've seen Apocalypse. I can't remember if that's after Hotel. That one wasn't too bad. And I haven't seen 1984. Is it called this 84 or 1984? I don't remember.
I think this is called 84.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but since I'm going to be watching it in like a week or two, I kind of held back from watching that one. But it looks fun. It looks like I would like that one.
You're going to have to watch it for Lou.
Yeah, so, I've been wanting to actually watch that season because it looks fun. It looks like something I would like. So I've been actually wanting to watch that one. But yeah, it was like Roanoke. Then I think after Roanoke was Cult, and it was like 2 ones back to back. And I was like, I don't care.
Well, Cult was better than Roanoke. I could say that.
Was it?
But
it must get better because I was just like, I don't care. Maybe I'll give it a second chance because, like I said, I only seen a little bit of it. You tell him, Rogue. Go get him. I have no clue what she's barking at. I haven't seen Stories yet. So I don't know.
I watched the 2 new ones, the Dollhouse, and I forget what the second one was called. It's like about this doorbell, and it sees ghosts, and she's like haunted by some people on it.
I've seen like the commercials, and they do like the Dollhouse and the commercials, but that's the most I've seen. Those dolls look freaky, so it looks pretty good. But I still haven't seen the first Stories.
It's basically a guy. I won't get too much into it since it is newer. I won't spoil that. But Dennis, what's his name? Dennis, who's in all of them? That guy, Dennis. You know, that thin guy. He's what was he in Murder House? Like he's been in a bunch of. Oh, he was the burn victim. That was with the messed up face that was telling him about the house and stuff. He's been in a lot of American Horror Stories. But yeah, he actually owns a house and he traps these women and he makes them wear different dolls, and he does it for his son, and he wants to find the perfect mother for her, and has these competitions, and yeah. It's interesting what he makes them do and how he punishes them. So it's a fun one to watch.
Nice. And I just followed you back, Nanette, too. So that way, hopefully, I'll see your message. So on both things, on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, she likes every season of American Horror Story except Roanoke and Cult. That I didn't like. I watched all of Roanoke and I just didn't like. I think it was too slow for me. Cult, I only seen like. I hadn't seen enough. I can't really say, but what I had seen of it, I didn't like it. And that just I just couldn't bring myself to keep watching it.
Maybe one day I'll rewatch all the American Horror Stories again. And you
Yeah.
don't really have to watch them in order because they're all
True.
different. Well, the only thing that if you do watch something in order is watch Coven first, because the witches come back in Apocalypse. But other than that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, just watch Coven before Apocalypse. Unless you want to be confused who the people are in Apocalypse, then go for it. Do it.
Yeah, you have no idea.
If you don't want to know what's going on, go for it. But then we have oldie, the Monster Club, Vincent Price and Donald Pleasance in it. We just watched this not too long ago on Joe Bob this last season. It was great, from 1981.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I haven't seen that.
Second, I don't have the Monster Club.
Let's see. Yeah,
A writer of horror stories is invited to a monster club by a mysterious old gentleman. There are 3 gruesome stories are told to him. Between each story, some musicians play their songs. Now, I missed a good chunk of this when it played on Joe Bob, and I meant to go back and rewatch it, but I haven't done it yet. But the guy who is telling the stories is Vincent Price. And then, who is the dude? John Carradine is the guy who gets the stories told to him.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Donald Pleasance is in one of the stories, so he's not in the whole thing. He's just in one of the stories. But it was a fun watch. It's a little bit different than what you expect it to be, but I thought it was a fun watch. But I also watch it with Joe Bob, so it usually gives it a different experience. But it was definitely fun. So if you like Vincent Price, definitely check out. He's not in the whole movie. He's in the wraparound story. And they're dancing and partying, having a monster ball while they're
the monster mash.
Basically, yeah, they're having like a monster party, and then he's sitting telling John Carradine these stories.
So yeah, I was reading some of the comments, Night Gallery and Outer Limits. And yeah, I liked Outer Limits. That was really good. There were some good ones. One of my favorite ones had what's her name? Melissa Alano was in it, and this like alien piece or something like goes in the back of her neck, and I can't remember if it was like an alien itself or whatever, but it made her like, it forced her to mate with different guys, kind of like Species almost, but it would like all the guys she hooked up with would like be coming out of her stomach. She would like suck them in, and at one point like a cop like shot it and the guy's body fell, and half of it was like eaten, and it turned out that it like happened before and someone, I can't remember if it was like a UFO researcher or something or what was going on. It's been so long since I've seen it, but it was saying that it happened before where bodies were disappearing or found. But the woman who was possessed by it, invaded, whatever, none of the men was the boyfriend or husband. So it turns out when she had sex with her boyfriend, because it was the only person she really loved, it like got rid of it or something. It killed it, or it was weird.
The guy that you was talking about earlier, Nanette's, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, played Elizabeth Taylor in Hotel. I love that.
Yeah,
character.
Liz Taylor. Yeah,
I absolutely loved that character. So much sass. He was in Freak Show too. He was
yeah,
like the one that was like stealing the freaks or like tricking them to be on there or some crap like that.
yeah.
But yeah, Elizabeth Taylor is probably my favorite character in Hotel. And we got the ABCs of Death came out in 2012. There's two of these.
Yeah.
The first one is a 26 chapter anthology that showcases death in all vicious wonder and beauty, brutal beauty. And I don't remember, is it the first one or the second one that the Soska twins have a story? I don't remember if
it's the second movie.
Is it the second
and
one?
It's Tristan Risk who is in it. Yeah, T is for torture porn. Yeah,
yeah,
that was a good one.
So definitely, the stories are really quick, and I couldn't say which one is my favorite, but yeah, there's two of them, and they're both pretty good.
Some of them are like really weird though. Like
yeah, that is true.
Like I forget if it was the first movie or second, but for F they had fart, and it was like I don't know. I don't know. It was just
yeah, you're not with anthologies. It's rare to like every single story.
Yeah, you're never gonna like
really good. Like we'll say like Trick or Treat and Scare Package. Well, at least for me, Trick or Treat and Scare Package. I absolutely love every single one of those stories. Let's see.
It's rare that you like every story, but I mean.
And then we have the Creep Show series. Have you seen all the new ones?
Let's see. What are they on now? The third season, I think they're on.
I think so.
I can't remember if I watched a couple of them that I didn't watch yet, but I've seen a lot of them though. So
yeah, I like. Well, of course, I like the TV show, but there's a couple holiday specials. The Christmas one, the Halloween one was weird. I didn't like the animation on it. The Halloween one was weird, and some people really liked the Halloween one. It's just the animation. The stories were good, but the animation just I didn't really like it. But the Christmas one is probably one of my favorite ones. If you haven't seen the Creep Show the Creep Show's holiday special, definitely check it out. I know it's on Shudder. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else, but they're having Shapeshifters Anonymous. And they have more than just werewolves. There's all sorts there's a boar, there is a tortoise, some sort of cat lady. I don't remember what kind of cat she turned out. I want to say lion, but I don't think that's it. And what else? And then there's an actual werewolf, and they fight Santa Clauses.
Yeah,
it is hilarious. If you like the comedy stuff, definitely check out the Creep Show Christmas special.
Yeah,
I could say I'm pretty sure I'm caught up, but
I don't think they've had any more newer ones. I think they're done with the season, right? Or
as far as I know, I thought the one with the what's his name? Shit, I can't think of his name. The guy from Tusk.
Justin Long, the one with
Justin Long, the one where he's like I think that was the one that they made a little bit longer because they had to they decided to pull one of the episodes. I won't get into why, but one of the episodes that they already had made, they decided not to air, so they made the one with Justin Long. I think it's that one a little bit longer, but he keeps playing this movie, and he's invented this thing that like puts you into the movie.
So it's like he's living the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. The Queen Bee one was interesting too. Trying to see. Creep Show, if it comes up here.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them that are interesting, and they got so many great. The one with the little girl that plays the new Judith, that has the little house. I think it's the very first episode
Of one of the season, yeah, that
of
dollhouse,
like the first season. I'm pretty sure it's like the first episode, first story, and maybe, I don't know, it's in the first season, I do know that. But it has the little girl who plays the new Judith from The Walking Dead. That is like amazing. Why is this still playing?
Let's see.
It's not supposed to be playing.
I think it was called The House of the Head. It was called, and it was the first one. That one in Gray Manor.
Yeah, that one was great.
And there's Shapeshifters Anonymous, Model Kid, Public Television of the Dead. Oh, that was a good one. Public Television of the Dead. I don't think
and there was one that had Glenn in it. Oh, what the fuck is its name? Steve Young.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but I'm so used to, I'll just call him Glenn or whatever. If you gotta know the Walking Dead people, if you talk to me, because I forget their real names and I'll just call them. But there was one with Glenn in it that was pretty good too. I don't remember what it was. I think he was an alien or something.
Mm.
Glenn from The Walking Dead. I have not really seen the Sunny from, was it Philadelphia?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I haven't really seen
I heard it's good, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, I think my son watches it because he's obsessed with Danny DeVito. But what do you think about the one where everyone was trying to lose weight? I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
I don't remember that either.
Is that part of the new ones? Sunny is Fire. Nice. I've heard it's good. I've seen a few clips that looks funny. I've just never gotten into it. My son does watch it though.
I watch so much as it is. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Right. But I can't guarantee if he would watch it if Danny DeVito was not. Yeah. He's obsessed with Danny DeVito and Nick Cage. It gives you anything.
I forget who the third person is, but I heard they were doing a sequel to Twins and they're calling it Triplets.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
I can't remember who they said the other third person was going to be, but it's something like really ridiculous.
Oh. You would like DeAndrea? I don't know what Tracy.
Yeah, it is Tracy Morgan. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I heard about that. So yeah, Tracy Morgan's supposed to be their triplet.
Interesting.
It's like now none of them are really looking like each other at all.
Hello, Night Fright.
Hey, Night Fright. Yeah, that should be an interesting triplets. If they're still doing it, I don't know. I haven't heard.
It was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, but he dropped out. Oh, I was talking about this in my news thing that I did yesterday. In the new Walking Dead spinoff, Island of the Walking Dead, they got Terry Crews in it.
I saw that Terry Crews.
Oh my god, Terry Crews is gonna be hilarious. Oh, I don't know if he might play a serious character.
Like from the trailer, he looked like kind of a wimpy character, didn't
really?
he?
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Or when they show him, wasn't he like scared or what was going on? Or is he blind? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. But I remember.
I haven't seen the trailer, so I can't speak of that. But yeah, I saw him in the credits because I was just reading the articles on it.
Or no, I think he was blind. Was it? I don't know. I got to watch it again. I forget what it was. I'll
have to watch the trailer when we get done here because I haven't seen the trailer. I don't know. But yeah, I was talking about that. I'm gonna spam this again for people.
Oh damn! Enough with the spam. supposed to be about?
So if you guys are into The Walking Dead, I have towards the end I talk about a lot of Walking Dead
There's a lot of
stuff.
spin-offs that they're doing, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
so
they're
definitely
finally,
check out my news thing that I did.
yeah. Yeah, I know instead of the movie that they were doing with Rick, they're now just going to make it like 6 hour long in total.
Yeah, they're gonna have a TV show spinoff with Rick and Michonne, which I think we really need that because it'll explain
everything.
Hopefully, it'll explain why they just. Well, Rick couldn't help because Rick got kidnapped.
Yeah,
and he got blown off the bridge and kidnapped, so he couldn't really help leaving Judith. But Michonne just up and left Judith and her own kid. And I was like, come on.
Yeah, fuck you kids, I'm gonna go find daddy.
Right, exactly.
You're not coming with me, you're just gonna stay with the society.
So hopefully this new spinoff will either bring them back together or maybe explain it or something. But yeah, because they just dropped that at the San Diego Comic-Con that they're going to have the new, instead of the movies, they're going to have the new spinoff.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have the Tales of the Walking Dead, which is, I think, when it first started. And, you have to watch my news. I have the articles and I'm actually reading the articles in the news, but I'm going off my memory here. And then there's going to be the one with Maggie and Negan. There's going to be a spinoff with that. I believe that's called Isle of
the Dead.
Isle of the Dead.
Yeah.
And then Daryl's going to, it was supposed to be Daryl and Carol, but Carol ended up dropping out. So it's just going to be a Daryl TV show.
I'm disappointed on that. That would have been a good combo, the two of them.
But she's been in it for so long and she's just decided she don't want to be in it no more.
So.
Yeah, but I know they're milking, but of course, people are most people are going to watch, especially people like me. I'm going to watch every bit of it. I've been watching The Walking Dead since day one. And the only reason we have AMC Plus is because I got to watch my Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm behind on this past season, but I'll watch it eventually. I'll probably watch it when it's just over with. Maybe I'll just once it's over with, have like a marathon, just watch it all the way through again from the beginning.
I think August 14th, I believe Tales start. I don't know. I go over it in the news. All the Walking Dead stuff is towards the end if you guys are interested. I kept it all together, but I'm pretty sure that Tales of the Walking Dead is August 14th, and then Fear of the Walking Dead, the end of season 11 regular Walking Dead starts on October 2nd. And then later on, Fear of the Walking Dead comes back, but I couldn't tell you the dates because I don't have the articles in front of me.
Whatever. Bates Motel was good.
Yeah, I remember watching a season or two of that.
Yeah, it definitely
got losing track of it.
Yeah. It definitely got better as the show progressed, too. So.
Yeah, I think I ended up dropping out. Not because I didn't like the show, it's just I was too busy to watch shows. Tales is a good anthology series. Is it just called Tales?
I don't know what Tales is. What's Tales?
Unless they're... Tales is a good anthology series from IRV Gotti season 1 and I have no idea.
Tales is a good anthology series from IRV.
Yeah, I'm not sure what IRV.
I have no idea what that is. Is that a station or a...
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I'm curious now. I want to know what it is.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, there's my phone. I'm like, I just had my phone a second ago. There it is. Okay. Yes, it's just called Tales. Okay, so I guess Nanette knows what it is too. Apparently, I don't. Are we the only ones that don't know what it is?
Apparently.
Is it CERN's fault? Were we sucked into another world that we didn't know about a good show?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. There was one I was gonna watch. It's called The Field Guide to Evil. It's on Hulu, but I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I don't know if it's any good. I remember it looked good.
Let's see, I'm looking.
Hmm.
This is from Ivy Gotti. What is Ivy Gotti? I don't know what that is.
I don't
Or
either.
IRV Gotti. I'm confused.
He brings us J Rule and whoever that is, A Handy, whoever the fuck that is. But his show is horror episodes themed around classic hip hop songs. Sounds interesting. The only person I recognize is J Rule out of all that, but I'm old. What do you expect?
Was it a 2017 TV series? Tales script anthology series of song stories weaving classic and current. Okay, yeah, that would be it. Okay, I just looked it up.
It's pronounced Yerv. That's a weird way to. Okay.
Oh, apparently, I guess season 3 premiere is Tuesday, August 9th. So I guess it's
Was
got
this
another
Tales
season.
show?
Yeah.
Hmm. Never heard of it.
27 episodes. Let's see. Wow, the first one was an hour and 20 minutes. It's called Fuck the Police. And then Cold Hearted, A Story to Tell, Trap Queen Children's Story, 99 Problems, You've Got Me, All I Need. It's the first season.
Hmm.
Second one's called Brothers, Slippery, My Life, Deep Cover, Bodoc Yellow, Exo Tour. I guess that's supposed to be Life, and it's spelled with a 3 instead of an E. My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Let's see, it does say watch options. So let's see. It's on. Okay, so you can either buy it or rent or buy on Prime, or it's included with BET Plus.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I don't have BET. That's why I never heard of it, but it sounds interesting though.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, when he said the one I caught, I remember when that song was popular. I'm pretty sure I had a bootleg cassette of that song because it got banned. And a friend of mine, I think, had the cassette before it got banned and recorded us all a cassette.
Oh, speaking of like music anthologies, there was one on VH1 a long time ago called, I think it was Strange Frequency. There was all
Oh,
these different stories. One of them had James Marsters, who played Spike and Buffy, and Roger Dalton was a guest star in it, and he was basically the devil, and he wanted to be better playing guitar. It was like a deal with the devil, and he like signed it in blood. But as he's playing the guitar, I remember his hands. He just kept playing until he was bleeding, and he bled out, and he bled to death. Can't remember the other stories offhand, but that one always stuck out in my mind. I don't know if you can find those or not. Strange Frequency. I'm gonna have to try to search those if there's any anywhere. I'm gonna look up that Tails maybe and see if it's anywhere besides there.
I'm gonna post a link to my um,
Admitted?
TikTok in here. My shark makes an appearance. I
Yes, it does.
thought it was quite funny, but it actually got quite a few views. It's got like 100 and some odd views right now. Oh, he said he watched them all on YouTube.
Oh, the Tails on YouTube.
It sounds interesting. I've never heard of it or these people actually. Besides J. Rule, I was like the only person ever. But like the 99 Problems and Fuck the Police, I recognize those titles. Other than that, I didn't recognize any of the other titles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm old enough to remember the Fuck the Police.
Now I feel like, yeah, that song. Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's not here, so I'll have to maybe watch it on YouTube.
Miss NWA cassette tape is now on TikTok. Yeah. No, I've heard of J. Rule. I've just never heard of the other person. I know who J. Rule. Well, I couldn't pick him out of a crowd. I don't really know what he looks like, but I've heard his name.
Well, I know Ashante because I remember her having a guest role on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was a demon.
I never watched that, so maybe if I seen the person or heard their music, but I don't really listen to music all that much. But like back in like the 90s, I was kind of into the rap music, but it was more Dre, Snoop, Eminem, stuff like that. So if it's anything out of that range, you got me, because I don't know, because I don't really listen to music. That any of the new people, no clue who they are. But if it's like the older 90s people, like I know who NWA is, I know Snoop, I know Dre, I know Ice Cube.
Right, yeah.
Those people, yeah. J. Rule, I've heard of his name, no clue what the man looks like. I have no clue who Ashanti is. But that's just because I don't really listen to like any music. Like in the car, my radio is never going.
Yeah.
But I used to listen to music all the time, but it was like in like the 90s, 2000s. After that, I might as well forget it.
I'll have to check them out. Oh. Are you shining the light code?
I'm trying, but he's got a light on over there because I hear the oven beeping. But he's got a light on over there because this is kind of pointless. I don't have anything I can throw.
Yeah, a big old shark you could throw. Just kidding.
Okay, empty box down here for some reason. You were about to get launched. Ugh. Oh, that was bad. I missed by a mile. What else did I got? Yeah, I don't know if my shark would make it or not.
No, probably not.
Want to go flying? The oven's beeping.
Oh.
I'm trying to get your.
Sorry.
You got too much lights on because I couldn't
Hey,
use.
look, a shark head.
I was trying to signal, but you got your light on over there, so you couldn't see that.
Shark.
And I threw a box too.
Oh, I just found the shark.
Yeah, can't miss the shark.
He must have heard it. Thub. Also, deep cover title is from Dre and Snoop. It was his first song, Nice. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen that or listened to any of that, so you're throwing stuff, yeah. Well, let's hear that or me turn off the thing and me get up. Excuse me, go over there.
They had oh, I was going to say earlier on, we started talking about other stuff, but that movie that's on Tubi, the Shevenge, there's one with Tristan Risk where she's a cannibal in it. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yes. She invites her neighbor over for dinner.
I've never watched Buffy, so should I watch that or Ash vs. I say both. Ash vs. Evil Dead is awesome.
Yeah.
I have not seen season 3, unfortunately, but I'll still say it's awesome. I've never watched Buffy except for like a handful of episodes.
2 episodes with Camden.
But what I've seen of it is not bad. I know that one is, I guess that one, a point right when he's into it, so he can tell you more about it. But stuff isn't for everybody, too. But
I forget which school it was, but they had actually done like a class of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was all
really?
about Buffy. I'm like,
Like a real life school, or
yeah, real school.
I didn't know if it was like something in the like TV versions.
No, they studied it as a class. I'm like, damn, I would have got an A+ in that class. But they also like mixed it with mythology and like I forget what else.
Okay, I could see that.
And comparison, and then there was also about that. It was pretty much everything Buffy though, but I was like,
nice.
Either way, I
was that in like one of the schools you went to?
No. This was somewhere I read it. I forget. It was like a college class or something that they actually it was all about Buffy. I don't know how long the curriculum lasted there, but but that would have been fun.
Get him, Rogue. When we came in, our neighbors across the street were having some sort of party. They got a gigantic bouncy castle in their driveway. So they're having some sort of kids party, I'm assuming. So it's probably people coming and going from that. I got the Alexa turned off so we don't hear that, but she still hears the people walking around. But yeah, it's not the first time they've had a big bouncy castle at their house.
I would just go run in the castle and start going, get out.
And like 2 or 3 weeks ago, like 2 houses down, or no, because that's a duplex. The next house over, they had a bouncy castle. Wasn't near as big as the bouncy castle is across the street right now, though. It's like a literal bouncy castle, like huge. It's like almost like the whole backyard. That's not like a huge backyard, but
right.
I will say that I didn't like Buffy when
she went to college. Yeah.
Is that one of the seasons or
season 4? It could have been better, but that's when they mixed the initiative, military, and everything.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Buffy.
So it was on George Hertzberg, who played the main villain in season 4. Oh my god, so much fun! Hung out with him in Nashville, and then on the cruise that I went to, a Buffy cruise. It's hilarious. Like we were in the hotel room, and like it was a small room, and there was like a lot of us in there for a small room, you know. Danny Strong was also there, and Adam Bush, the trio members were there. Tom wasn't there at that convention, but and he was sitting on the cooler, and what happened? Someone wanted a drink, and I said, hey, George, move your ass, people are thirsty. And he was like, what? My butt makes people thirsty? And then this woman, Deb, she was like, no, dumbass, you're sitting on the cooler, get up. And he was like, oh, okay.
I guess depends what he looks like. They might make him thirsty in a different sense.
Oh, it was funny. But then like the next day and stuff, like I told him, like, you know, I said, don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I told him what happened if he remembered that, and I was like, no, I won't tell you. He was like, dude, that's fucking funny. He's like, you can tell people that. Oh, good times. Anyway,
yeah.
What other anthologies? Did you have any other anthologies?
Let me look at my.
Or did you pretty much cover them all? I mean, there's still so many others.
Yeah, I didn't list a lot of them because I didn't have time to watch, but it said Cat's Eye was an anthology. I think, yeah, I take that as an anthology. The cat goes into different stories.
Yep.
There's Tales from the Dark Side.
I love the mummy story. That's awesome. Well, it was Christian Slater that was in it, right? I believe.
Maybe. I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure.
But I know, like, when they pulled the brain with the hanger, the metal hanger. Well, that's how they did it. The Egyptians, they take a metal rod and scramble up the brain.
And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and the gargoyle one was a good one, too.
Yeah. Then what we was talking about, I think, last week, or I don't know, the trilogy of horror, the one with the little doll guy.
Yeah.
That was when we was talking about Stephen King. She had already mentioned the Christmas Horror Story, but that was on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Club, Tales from the Hood, Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror, Creep Show. I put the Field Guide of to Evil on here, but because I planned to watch it and I didn't watch it. And then the American Horror Stories. So I think Cat's Eye is pretty much the only one that we haven't talked about. Which I never realized Cat's Eye was an anthology. And I was just like, that can't be right. And then I got thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I guess the cat goes and has different stories.
Yeah.
So the cat is the wraparound, and then he goes and sees different stories. But yeah, I never realized that Cat's Eye was an anthology. And did you see that there's new terms and services for YouTube? I haven't had a chance to read my email yet, so I don't know what they are. But
what about YouTube now? They have new what?
I got an email saying that there's new terms of service.
Oh, I haven't gotten anything, or else I ignored it. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, so I don't really know what it's about. Really? That's an anthology? Yeah. I looked up anthology movies, and Cat's Eye came up, and I got thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because the cat goes and sees like different people's lives or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I think some of these might be on Tubi. There's one called Little Deaths. It's like shorts of how people die. There's one called Blood Clots, which was good. Chilling Visions. Dark Tapes. That was a good one. Monster Club, you mentioned. The 1972 Tales from the Crypt, too. Speaking of Tales from the Crypt. I just decided to Google some horror anthologies. Oh, yeah. We got this one in Horror Pack. Mexico Barbaro. I'm not sure how to say that. Barbaro. But that was a twisted one. Let's see. Oh, All Hallows Eve, of course. And that was where Art the Clown is first introduced.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. I've always meant to watch it, but I've never seen it. I've seen and Nanette mentioned it earlier, but in the chat, but I've never seen it, so I didn't put it on my list since I've never seen it. And then I found out that David wasn't that art, so
he was a different.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it when we had him on. Then I realized that I read up and found out he wasn't the same guy, because I was like, "Oh, I finally get to watch this movie," and I was like, "Never mind, he's not in. I guess I'll put it off some more." Do you think Supernatural is an anthology? I have not seen enough of it to know.
I mean, I guess it could be considered. I mean, it's a lot of episodes, but it's a story of them, so I guess just a 15-year arch.
I have not really. I can't get into that show, and I don't know why. I've just never been able to get into it.
But yep, of course. I don't know if she's seen my Supernatural tattoo, but yep, great show. I was thinking about getting a couple other ones later in the future, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, the only one I really remember is I saw the Scooby-Doo episode.
I was going to say the Scooby-Doo.
And then a few other random ones because he watches it. I don't know if he's seen all the seasons. I can't say, but I've watched a couple with him, and I don't know what they are. Like which ones I've seen besides the Scooby-Doo episode. I know I've seen that one because I was like, we were watching this. I gotta watch my Scooby Doo.
That was so funny though, how when they really got murdered and they never saw dead bodies and they were freaking out, the Scooby Doo.
Yes.
I love season 3 mystery spot too. That's hilarious when Dean keeps dying over and over and Sam's reliving the day. With the trickster.
Nice.
He's like saying stuff at the same time. He's like, "Stop being immature." It's like Sam Winchester. Where's making? They're like saying it exact same time. Like he knows what he's gonna say. Sam Winchester cries his way through sex. They keep like saying all this stuff because he knows what he's gonna say. He's like, every morning when Sid wakes up, is okay, enough.
So I'm thinking about it because I am looking at tarot cards of Supernatural. Nice. I didn't know they had tarot cards of Supernatural. Makes sense. I have a coloring book. It came in. I used to have something called Horror Block, and it was kind of like a Fright Crate. I don't even know they ripped a lot of people off, which pisses me off because I grabbed the box that they ripped everybody off on. And like Loot Crate and stuff like this. It was like one of the original boxes that was horror related. It was called Horror Block, and I got Supernatural's coloring book in it, and I was like, I don't even watch this show. So it's like in my basement right now, never been colored on. I guess maybe if I ever have some sort of contest or something, because I've tried selling it and like I can't get nobody to buy it.
They don't want to color Sam and Dean.
I guess not. Maybe I marked it too high or something. I don't know.
It was so funny. I don't know what it's called, but there's some Supernatural pack. I saw this person on TikTok doing unboxing, and it had a Supernatural shirt, and it had a bag. It had all this really cool stuff in it. And she's like, "Oh, Flower Power." She's like, "Oh," saying how cool everything was and the T-shirt design. And then the last prop that was in there, she turns it over, and it was a hanging metal bar, like from the barn. How spoiler alert, but whatever, they all die anyway. But how Dean was killed in the last season, how he had backed up into it. It was like a replica of the metal hang up piece. And as soon as she saw that, she's like, she turned it over, so it was just like, I'm done. Because it was too depressing. Like she loved the whole box, and then she got that, like, yo, dude, and just like she turned it right over. She's like, I'm done.
That's funny.
I was laughing so hard. Like I didn't know she was saving the boxes for last, and I thought it was gonna be something really good. And she's like all happy everything she got. It's like, oh, too soon. We're not over that there.
Yeah, apparently I'll be doing a Fright Loot Crate whenever it shows up. Because I canceled my Fright Loot because I was doing unboxings for Fright Loot for a while. And then I was just like, they was starting to take a while. Plus I was mad about because I'd ordered Fright Crate. And then, of course, it was our last box ever. Of course, they didn't advertise that till after he took out all their money. And then now I waited too long, so I can't get my money back for it. They just took the money and ran. Didn't give anybody their last boxes.
Bastards.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off about that because that's like $30. But
enough people probably complained about that. Could probably,
Yeah, but people were like hanging on. They couldn't wait. But now they can't got rid of all their social media, so you can't contact them, and it's too late to contact through PayPal because I've tried. But some people got money early. But hello, Gory Bits. I love your name, Gory Bits. That's awesome.
Gory Bits, some gore.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And but yeah, Fright Crate took the money and ran for their last crate. Possibly 2 last crates. I'm not sure. At least 1 for sure. But Fright Loot, I canceled. And I got an email the other day. It's like, your Fright Loot has shipped. I was like, what? I haven't had one of these in like a while. And I went onto the site and it said the last one I paid for was in December. And these are bi-weekly or bi-monthly boxes. So the last one I ordered was in December, and it is now going into August, and I'm getting the December box. Nice. My friend ordered me a necklace and a supernatural tarot cards, and it came today. Nice.
Was that what Dean's necklace replica that you got? That's crazy. They sent you a box like however many months later.
Yeah. According to the thing, I paid for it in December. And it's just like, wow. I guess I'm getting it because I didn't realize. I was all caught up. I thought the one that I'd opened last was my last box. It had the Happy Death Day baseball cap in it. I thought that was my last one. Apparently not. I must have paid for another one.
Well, hey, at least you're getting it. I mean, yeah, it's late.
True. Unlike Fright Crate, I'm getting it. I was so mad because that one from Fright Crate was supposed to have a Captain Spaulding statue in it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. And I paid like $30 because they had good reputation at the time. And it was before they announced that they were folding up shop. And I was like, okay, well, they got good reputation. After I found out that was the last one, I was like, I've never seen people complain. Everybody say this is like one of the best blocks to get. I'll stick it out. And then once I saw they started deleting their social medias, but at that time it was too late to go through PayPal because you only have like so long to get your money back through PayPal. So now I'm fucked. I'm $30 out the hole. There's like, we're working out of our house. They kept posting, we're working out of our house. So just bear with us because they had to get regular jobs. No, y'all took the money and ran, fuckers.
That's your
Not
regular,
even
your
not
regular
even
job is to become a scammer now.
Right, not even Nerd Block did that. Back in the day, Nerd Block had the same thing, and they had several different blocks. They had Nerd Block, Atari Block, Sci-Fi Block, and a Horror Block. And towards the end of
I never
them,
really got them, but I've heard about them.
I had like 3 of them. We had an Atari Block, we had Nerd Block, and we had Horror Block. And every now and then I'd switch out the Atari or the regular for the sci-fi, depending what was the theme. But we had 3 of them for a long time. And I always loved the horror blocks. But then towards the end, they started like shipping the same things. But you still got items. You still got your blocks. Like I have like 3 t-shirts are the same. Because they was just shipping basically whatever they had to get their orders out, and then they ended up closing up shop. But as far as I know, nobody got ripped off by them. I know I didn't. I just got multiples of the same thing.
That's probably what they were doing, just getting rid of the last of their stuff in it.
Yeah.
And since it was a mystery box, then whatever, you can't really complain that you already.
Right. I have like 3 of the same shirts. It's like a Ouija board shirt. It has like the Ouija board thing on it.
Okay, pentagram on the half. Okay.
Cool. I have some jewelry like that. I was selling jewelry for a while, but I don't think it's supernatural. I think it's just got pentagram on it. I don't know. I got like a basket full of jewelry downstairs I was trying to sell for a while. I don't even remember what all I got. I know I have like I think it's Harley Quinn baseball bat necklace. I think I got a few other things, something similar like that, but I don't remember.
Have you seen any of the new Harley Quinn season?
No, I haven't.
I've
only seen a little bit of the older seasons because let's say he watched it. So I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but
I got to rewatch the second one. It was late and I was falling asleep on the second one, but I watched the first one, and it's funny because she married Poison Ivy. So they're going on an eat, fuck, kill tour. They're like beating people up. They're like murdering. Harley Quinn's like killing all these people. And then it's funny. This one part, they're at the Superman's Fortress of Solitude, and they're watching a porn of them married. And they're like, do I look like that? Like they were like watching themselves. and Jarrell or whatever is it, Jarrell? Is his dad's name, comes on like, what are you doing in my son's? And he's like, is that porn? and they're like, yeah, it's cool. Superman knows. And then they get out of there. They like blow it up and get out. It was funny.
Yeah, we watched. Well, he watched more of it than I did, but I watched a little bit. So I didn't think I'd like it because it was cartoons, but I watched a few episodes I did see were pretty funny, and they're a
It's
lot more
pretty
violent
wild,
than I
and they
thought.
the killing in it is bloody
Yeah.
and brutal. Like when I first heard about Harlequin show, I didn't realize how bad it was going to be. I'm like, damn, this is brutal as hell. Knocking teeth out, brains, blood, shit. Like, yeah, it's funny though. If you're into that type of stuff, check it out.
Yeah, it took me forever to kind of watch one of the episodes. I'm like, no, it's cartoons because he likes anime and I don't. So I was like, it's going to be like that. And I was like, I don't want to watch it. And so I'd watch something else. And then I ended up watching a couple of them. I was like, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I was expecting it without like reading into it or anything. I was just like, I was expecting it to be more like anime ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, I don't want to watch that. I don't like anime. It's too weird.
What else?
Some of it I can't follow. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I watched the first episode of that Paper Girls with the time travel new show.
Don't know anything about that.
So, yeah, she meets herself in the future. I guess it's the day after Halloween, and these four girls that meet, someone like steals their walkie-talkie, and they go to this abandoned house, and I guess something's going on, and they get thrown into the future, and the one girl sees herself, ends up at her house, still living there, and I guess there's like some underground time thing. I only watched the first episode, so I don't know too much about it, but looks like it's going to be a good show. I think there's like 6 episodes.
I've never even heard of that one.
It's on Amazon.
Oh. I've just been getting a ton of trailers for something called The Original Sin, but
the Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, that just kind of looks weird. So I was like, I don't know.
It's a more dramatic version of, or a dark, no, dramatic. Rewind. Here we go. Stephen fails. A darker version of Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
So like it's another A, but it's a totally different story. And I watched some of the first episode. Again, I was doing other stuff. I got to go back, but like it shows their parents in college, and I guess I don't know if they made fun of this girl or ignored her, or if she was like the sort of like supposed friend, but they didn't really care about her, and they were like ignoring her, and she commits suicide at this party. And then so I don't know if they pushed her to kill herself or what the secret is, but so I don't know. I guess A wasn't too happy about what happened, whatever happens years later. And I still haven't watched all of the I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series. I've watched a few episodes, but I left off.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
So it's weird. Not what I expected at all.
No, yeah. I didn't even see the trailer for that one, but I knew it was out there. I just never got to watch it.
So
I wasn't sure how they'd pull off a TV series of that. A movie I could get, but TV series, I don't know.
It's weird because the girl had a twin, and something happens where they end up, the twin gets killed, and she takes the place of her twin, and her dad knows and goes along with it, but no one else does. So, and when she moves back, and people sort of realize she's different, but they don't know that it's the twin, and it's weird. Like, I don't know how they came up with that story.
She likes old anime. Nice. So I've never gotten into anime. I can't say of any, nothing to get you. Everybody likes different things, but that's just not something I've ever liked.
Only ones I've really watched, older ones, Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, High School.
I've heard of Vampire, but I've never watched
Vampire Hunter D was interesting. Then he had like this weird hand that was like alive and talked, and it was weird. Then there was High School of the Dead that I watched. Descendants of Darkness was a good one, and Ramna and a Half. But but that's all. Oh, and it sounds like I watch a lot, but no, it may sound like a lot, but it's really,
this wasn't a TV series, but the movie I did see Fist of the North Star because I remember it being popular back in the day.
Oh, Death Note. I watched Death Note. Was good.
Yeah, I've never seen that either. I've heard of it, but
they made a shitty American version with William
Yeah,
Dafoe.
I've seen that on Netflix, but I haven't
Horrible,
watched it.
horrible movie. Oh
Is
my
it?
god, horrible. We Americans destroyed it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've
And
never seen the original.
I mean, it was a cartoon, and then they did some live action Japanese versions, and they're subtitled, of course, but they were so much better than.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Especially with Netflix having their hand in it. Hello.
Euphoria Pictures. How are you tonight? But, and then I forget what the other anime was called. I think Rosario Rose something. It's where this kid, he ends up accidentally going to this school for monsters. He gets on the wrong bus, and there's like all these creatures that he finds out, and he becomes friends with the vampire, and she wears this necklace, and that's what keeps her from like being full monsters vampire. And like monsters are afraid of her. Like he's getting picked on by some other supernatural creature, and she wants him to stop, and he finds out she's a vampire. Like they freak out because she's like the most powerful monster at the school, and whenever she takes the necklace off, she like vamps out monsters, all ugly, powerful, like beat the hell out of them. It's
interesting. I think some of the shows that I've watched, but they've been live action, like what was that show called? Sweet Home. I think it was based on anime, but I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't quote me on that, but I believe Sweet Home. But I liked the TV show. It was pretty good.
mm-hmm.
I believe, is it All of Us Are Dead? I think that I got the title right. I want to say that one is based on anime. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, so I shouldn't probably say this stuff. But I mean, I like the TV versions that I've seen, but I haven't seen like the anime stuff. I don't know. It's just I've never been able to get into it. I've had exes into it. He's into it, but I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like some of the horror ones that, like I said, I like, but
Right.
and Rob
everybody
and a
has
half
different
though was
tastes.
so Rob and a half is hilarious though, how he turns into a girl when he's splashed with cold water, warm water turns him back, and his dad turns into a panda. Shampoo turns into a cat. This one guy turns into a duck later on, or a pig. What it is, they're training at this cursed well, water area. Certain parts, whatever drowned and died in that little pond area or whatever, that's what they turn into, whatever died there. So they fall into the water and they get cursed, and he like picks up all these fiancés in it, and it's just it's funny if you see it. Like he's chasing his nemesis when it turns into a pig, runs into the girls' locker room, and he runs in there as a guy. And they're like, "Oh, pervert, get out!" And they're like, because they think he's trying to see him undress and everything. So he goes back out, splashes cold water on him, he comes back in as a girl, and he's like, "Can I come in now?" They're all looking at her like, and she's like, "Okay."
Okay then.
It's like they come up with weird stuff.
Yes, that is true. But yeah, I've tried to watch some of his shows, and I couldn't even tell you the names of the shows that I've watched. But unfortunately, I do remember Fifths of North Star. I remember that name because I was forced to watch that. But it wasn't that bad. But I remember being kind of weird. But it's like I haven't seen it since like the 90s, so I can't really speak on it too much. But
yeah, I don't know, but like there's a lot of
being very gory. That's about it.
It's like, yep, that's what I like. All the gory horror stuff. Like some of the other stuff, like I know Dragon Ball Z is popular, but I never got into that.
Yeah, I've never watched that. I've never watched Pokemon either. But let's say it didn't get popular until like the 90s, and by then I was a teenager. My brother's huge into it.
I've watched some. It's been a long time, but I've watched some of the first season. But that's it. I haven't really got too into it. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I guess it was all right for what it was.
Yeah, my brother was born in the 90s, so he grew up on Pokemon. So, and my son knows a little bit of it, but I don't think he's as into it as my brother was growing up, because it was different back in the 90s how popular it was than when my son was born. But because it started getting popular again when he's a teenager, so now he's not gonna, teenage him's not gonna get like a bunch of Pokemon stuff. So
yeah, now they have all different types of Pokemon games. There, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shit, I remember back when I worked at KFC when Pokemon's first started getting popular over here, and it was like right about the time that there's like kids would get seizures from the TV show, and we had
like warning
stuffed animals. We had stuffed animals. I don't remember which ones we had, but we had KFC had stuffed animals that were Pokemon characters that you could buy with whatever, or came with some sort of meal or whatever. I remember getting my brother one of them. I couldn't tell you which one or which ones we had because I didn't know anything about them. But Pokemon was so popular. KFC even had little stuffies of them. But that was the 90s, though. That was a long time ago. No, it had been the late 90s, like 90, between about 98-ish.
Yep. All right. Well, on that note, I guess anything else? Been almost a couple hours here, and I got to get up early, do some door dashing.
Fun.
Hopefully, it won't rain. It rained the other day. It was storming, and then yeah, so that on and off.
Do you ever keep track of your weather? Like get a weather app or something?
Well, I mean, I'll find out if it's raining or not. And
You go outside if it's pouring on your face.
It looks like it's raining. Well, no, I might beat it before it rains a little bit, and it's just like
Yeah, I got like
then sometimes apps. Even with the app, sometimes it like comes out of nowhere. I mean, it's freaking bipolar.
That is true. It will come out of nowhere sometimes. We've had a random storm blow through here and there, but for the most part, I keep an eye on our weather. But we also have winter storms up here, and we also get hit with tornadoes. So I keep an eye on the weather quite a bit. We have to be prepared to either run to the basement or be trapped in here for a few days, depending on the weather, with the snow and ice. And
well,
gotta be prepared to go to the store beforehand. And
it's like, is it Godzilla? It's like, okay, let's stock up for a while.
I've had to do that. No, there's a storm coming. You don't wait to the very last minute because the stores are crowded, and of course everybody buys the
and everybody wants to go the last minute, and then they're like out of stuff like
bread, milk, and eggs. They're all gonna make French toast. What?
FT foot? What the heck is FT foot?
What was you gonna say?
I don't know. Footy putt.
I'm curious what that thought was originally going to be.
I don't even know what word that could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Just watching the show and accidentally type some letters. Oops.
Yeah, I might just hit the keyboard. It would be pretty talented to be able to hit type put though, unless she's on her phone and it auto-corrected.
Yeah. Well, I know she's on her phone watching it. That's how she watches on the phone.
So. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we'll see. I might have an idea for next week I'll talk to you about. So, and Sunday, August 7th, doing a show with, oh my gosh, my brain just, Lola Sandra. There we go. From Knife Core will be coming on August 7th, 7 o'clock, same time, just different day. So if you haven't seen Knife Core yet, check it out. It's got Kane Hodder in it. Of course, he's the killer. So check it out, because obviously, since mainly that was the main movie she's in, there will be spoilers on it and talking about it. So be warned. So see the movie.
MLM's gone bad on crack.
What was that? What about on crack?
Said MLM's gone bad on crack.
Oh,
Describing the movie Knife
Yeah.
Corp because they're selling the knives door to door.
yep. Door to door knives. Yep. Yeah, Kane Hodder was weird what he does with her in that. So
Yeah, everybody, that's your homework. Watch Knife Corp.
got a couple of weeks. It's on Tubi, so
Yeah,
gotta watch it.
yeah.
And
I
then,
bought the digital one a while back. It was on sale.
yeah. So yeah, it's been a little over a year since it's been out, so it's not too new. So, but definitely worth checking out. And then on the 17th, which is a Wednesday, Lou Taylor will be coming on from Evil Dead 2013. So that'll be fun.
Yes, I cannot wait for that one. Our first Evil Dead person.
And American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully get some more American Horror Story people on. Who knows? Would like to. But we'll see what we can pull off. but having Lou on will be pretty cool, though. That's a good. That's a great guess. So
I haven't seen his season of American Horror Story yet because he was in the 1984 one.
Yeah,
but
I think he's in 5 episodes. He's in 5 episodes of it.
Right.
So
I'll probably end up watching the whole season because I've been wanting to see it anyway. So I'll probably see the whole season. But yeah, I can't wait. It's mainly because of the Evil Dead. I ain't gonna lie.
I was gonna say all you care about is Evil Dead. Yes,
pretty much. Yeah. And even though he's in the remake, so but I don't care. He's still Evil Dead. I mean, Bruce still had a hand in it. So and Sam Raimi.
Exactly. So.
I love Buffy. Definitely watch it.
There you go. Yep.
Is that what that one was supposed to be?
Buffy? And it ended up being Buffy. Buffy. Buffy, what?
Nice. And maybe eventually I'll end up watching it. Because as of right now, I've only seen a couple episodes because we had
Camden, yeah.
Yeah, Camden, Troy on. Or Toy? Toy, not Troy. Toy.
Toy.
But yeah, I've only seen his 2 episodes. I remember watching the movie, but that was so long ago, I don't really remember it. But the movie's different than the TV show, right?
Yeah. They don't turn to dust; they're just dead bodies.
Right. I know I've seen the movie because
I love how the principal he was like just going detention, and then there was the dead. And he goes detention. He just threw it down on the dead body, and they all attacked the dance. Luke Perry, he's like, there's a lot of vampires, and I got a whole bag of solutions. To brother steaks.
Nice.
Man, I wish I could have met Luke Perry. That sucks.
Yeah.
He did conventions too. I have a couple of friends who got pictures with him. But
he seemed like a nice person. I never got to meet him either, but
I
what
heard
I've seen, yeah.
People who have met him said he was cool.
Yeah.
And then that sucks. A few years ago, I was supposed to meet Paul Sorvino, and he died a few days ago. I'm like, I was going to have him sign my Repo Genetic Opera movie when I met him. And we were looking for him when he was there. I was like, I thought he was here, and I didn't know that he had canceled. I guess he canceled the night before the day or whatever. And I was looking around, and I asked someone who worked there, I'm like, where is he supposed to be? And Kevin Dillon also canceled too. Because I went to the main celebrity room. There was 2 different rooms. There was like a couple smaller, I guess, guests. I mean, there's still decent guests, but then they had like a main room with the other people.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, am I missing him? Is he around somewhere? And they're like, oh no, he canceled. And I'm like, and now I'll never meet him because he passed away. And he was at a convention that I was in Chicago. And oh well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Oh, have you been to Chicago to conventions?
Yeah.
Really?
Horror Hound? Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Is Horror Hound in? I thought Horror Hound was only in Indiana.
Oh, I don't know why I said no. The Chicago one I went to was a Buffy one a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Never
I was
mind.
like, wait a minute, because I remember going to Indiana when I went to Horror Hound.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
go to-
was Indiana. I'm sorry, I'm thinking the Buffy one was in Chicago.
I got to think about that. I was like, that's like, because I went to a few in Chicago,
And that
and
was
then
when I met David Boreanaz for the first time when he did his first U.S. convention. That's when I met him, and I stayed with a friend. Yeah, so.
And then we went to Indiana to Horror Hound. Forget. I'd have to look at my pictures to see who all we met there, but so much better. And I'd rather go to Indiana or anywhere else besides Chicago. I know they've been. It'd only take me like maybe 2 hours to go to Chicago, but I absolutely hate driving Chicago so much that I've actively tried to.
Because the one in
something
Chicago,
that's not where I have to go to Chicago.
the one in Chicago that I went to was Flashback Weekend.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what it was. So
I absolutely hate Chicago traffic. I can't deal with it.
yeah.
I can't. We went to Georgia and I was in Atlanta traffic that has like 6 lanes. We was on spring break and I've been told that is horrible traffic. But when we went, it was like all lanes were basically clear. It was fine. I didn't have a single issue with it. I drove around Atlanta just fine. It was just me and my son that went. We went for spring break, spent like 5-6 days in Atlanta. Had no issue getting around. But I will not fucking go to Chicago by myself. I will not drive around. I will have panic attacks. No, I will not go to Chicago. There's no way. But Georgia, I was absolutely fine. In Atlanta, seen a bunch of people living under a bridge, got lost, got turned around. But I'm absolutely fine with that. But no, fuck Chicago. No. Like the only reason I've never been to Wrigley Field, kind of a huge Cubs fan. Like, only reason I've never been to Wrigley Field is because I would have to drive in Chicago. I've been to, is it Busch Stadium? The one in St. Louis. I've been to that one twice. Because my son, when he was growing up, the babysitter corrupted him and he was a Cardinals fan. So I took him to 2 Cardinal games. One of them, he was the least against the Cubs, even though they lost that game. But we at least got to see the Cubs game technically there.
Right.
But yeah, no. I'll never go to Chicago by myself. You would have to drag me kicking and screaming. There's not a chance. Tennessee's not that great. Like right outside Memphis, their traffic's pretty bad too. Like on the highways. It's pretty crazy out there. I've never been like in Tennessee. I've been on like the going through it on the main highways, but I didn't like. I think it was outside Memphis. I didn't really like that. And going through the mountains was scary. So we went through at night. I was just starting to get dozy, and we're going through because I had to drive straight from Central Illinois to Atlanta. It was like a 14-hour trip with the toddler. And of course, he falls asleep in the car anyway. But so I was starting to get dozy by the time we hit Tennessee. But once I realized I was on the mountains, that perked me up. I was like, "Oh shit, we're on the mountains."
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention, or we're going off the mountain.
I hate stuff like that. Yeah.
I think it took us. I think it was a 14-hour trip according to GPS, but I think it ended up taking us like 16 to 18 hours to get there. It's like, oh my god. Longest time I've ever drove by myself.
Yeah, I went to a Buffy convention in Nashville, and my mom came with me, and I drove the whole way. Oh my gosh, it was. We were like 2 hours. We were like almost 40 minutes away, or 45 minutes away, and I just wanted to drive the whole way because I already drove and insisted on stopping and getting a hotel. And I was like, no, I don't want to spend money at the hotel. I'm like, we were almost there, like an hour away. Let's just go one more hour. But, oh well. That was a long drive.
Yes. I can imagine. The only time I've been to Florida, I was 14. We went to was it Disney World, Disney, whatever it's down there.
Disney World.
And on the way back, because we drove from Central Illinois to Florida, so it was a long trip. I don't remember stopping on the way down, but on the way back, our car broke down, like leaving Disney World or Disney, whatever it is. Our car broke down, and we had to walk like 3 miles to our hotel along the highway at night, coming from Disney, wherever. And my brother was like 2 at the time, and my dad's wanting to cut through these woods, and I'm like, no, there's gators in there. I don't know if there was or not, but we did see a frog jump out in the highway. And then, so we finally make it to the hotel, and by the time we get the car fixed, we didn't have money to stop on the way home. So we had to drive straight through and like no stops to go home. So it's like shortly after we crossed the Florida Georgia border, my dad fell asleep at the wheel. Everybody in the car fell asleep, and I woke up and we were driving down the shoulder of the road on the highway. And ever since then, I cannot sleep in a car. I just cannot sleep in a car because I am so freaked out. I'm going to wake up and we're like off the road.
You wake up. Huh?
But obviously we made it because I am alive. We did not crash. But yeah, because I remember freaking out, and that woke up my dad. Then we went and stopped at a rest stop and rested for a little bit. But yeah, that was scary. That was very traumatic. Waking up, because I'm pretty sure, because I think my mom sat in the back seat with my brother, and I think I sat up front with my dad, and I woke up and we're going down the shoulder at night on Florida. I think it was in Georgia at the time. Highway. It's like, oh my god. But ever since then, I have not been able to sleep in a car. I have to be dead exhausted. So I always demand, every time we go down to Illinois, even though I don't want to drive it, I drive it because I am afraid that he will fall asleep at the wheel.
No.
Yeah, I'm super paranoid about that now. Obviously.
It's like I have no desire.
Yeah. It's like I know I won't fall asleep, but just let me do it. It's only like a 3-hour trip. Just let me do it. I don't want to, but just let me do it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I really got to go now since I'm going to get up about maybe 4:45 or so, I think.
Fun. Yeah, I got to go make dinner.
So, all right. Thanks for everyone tuning in, listen on replay, Spotify, whatever. So, and I did find this on Apple. Remember, I told you I was looking for. So, yeah, we're on Apple, Spotify.
Pretty much anywhere you listen to a podcast, just type Miss Boomstick, and more than likely you will find it. Because when I originally made it, I was planning to just put my stuff on there, but then I ended up starting editing our stuff and putting it on there. So you will find there's stuff that is just my stuff, and you will find edited versions of this show on anywhere you listen to I guess podcast, music, maybe, I don't know.
Well, Apple Music, so yeah, I guess whatever.
So, I know there's one called Podbean. Apple is on Apple, it's on Spotify. I think Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere. Just type Miss Boomstick and you'll find it.
We're taking over the world.
Yeah, and I had an email for I don't know if it gets selected. I had to submit the thing, but I had an email from Anchor that was advertising this thing to submit your podcast through Spotify because they was looking to promote 30 podcasts. So I submitted our page. They wanted like our socials. So I gave like our Twitters, and then I gave both of our YouTube channels and whatnot. So it is submitted. So if we get chosen, we'll get promoted by Spotify. I don't know how that works. So
I don't know, but that'd be cool though. So.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know how many people are like
trying to submit or
submitting or whatever, because it said that they're looking for 30. So I don't know, but it is submitted. That's all I can say. I submitted the thing.
Submit it for your approval of the Spotify Society.
So yeah, never know. We might get promoted. I mean, we've already broke 109 views. Yeah, something like that. Because when I started putting ads on stuff, because we're at $1.09 last I checked. So
we're making the money.
And because unfortunately, we only get a penny per view, but get higher up, we could get more ads and make more money. But as of right now, we only make a penny per ad. It is an ad I had to make. So
not bad though. I mean, for a pennies. I mean,
right, yeah. So yeah, and if you want to promote the show, just play our ad on repeat. Every time you play it, gives us a penny. You want to support the show, play the ad on repeat and get us filled up.
Just play the ad. You don't even have to watch the show.
Yeah, you can watch the show or not watch it. Just play the ad.
It's a short ad.
Yeah, it is. It's very short. I'm pretty sure it's under a minute. I don't remember how long it is exactly.
But that'd be cool if we got. I mean, we got good enough guests. I mean, that'd be pretty cool to be featured on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how. I'm curious though. I mean, how many people they did send out? Maybe they're like. I mean, not saying we're like the lowest on there, but people with lower views maybe got sent out, or who knows?
Yeah, I really don't know because it just said that they was looking for 30 podcasts. So I don't really know like how many people got the email or stuff like that. I'll put a link to the Anchor. I'm assuming it brings you anywhere else, but there's a link to the Anchor for that if people want to check us out. So there is previous episodes. There is exclusive story times from my life on there that I have not posted on YouTube. What else? I have a few reviews on here. I think at least one is exclusive to this. I'm trying to think what else is exclusive. I think that's it. I think just my story times and at least one review. Then I have a couple reviews that is on my YouTube that is on here. And then I got at least one of the House of Horror clips and my fails. There might be both. I don't know because I got so many on here. But yeah, there is a few exclusives. Of course, the exclusives are just me, so it depends how well you care about that. So there's that.
Yep. Well, we'll see how that goes. But all right, see everybody next week. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.